participate. Follow us on our Facebook page on Aloore Radio. Share our program links on all your social media platforms. The person with the highest shared links win our amazing monthly prizes. Share, listen to Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.
lóòótọ́ àlùkà wà ní ẹrù olódùmarè ni ló fi jẹ́ pé àlùkà wà ní téèyàn bá ṣe lórí òdodo olódùmarè tó lẹ́rù náà ní bá ní gbé àgbẹ́kẹ̀lé ìṣèjọba omi tuntun tí ń bẹ nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ èyí tí gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ń darí nìyí ló fi di ọgbà tí ìṣèjọba yìí ti gorí àlééfà ló ti gbé ìlànà ìṣèjọba olóko mẹ́rin kalẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ìwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ ìgbélárugẹ ọrọ̀ ajé ohun ààbò tó gbópọn lára àṣeyọrí ìlànà yìí ní gbígba iléèwé gíga yunifásitì LAUTECH fúnpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ owó ìrànwọ́ fáwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mòfin àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gbàwé ọ̀fẹ́ ó sì tún gbolùkọ́ síṣẹ́ ìwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ ní tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ nípa kíkọ́ ilé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé sí wọ́ọ̀dù tó dín ní 300 níye àtúnṣe àwọn ilé ìwòsàn tó ti wà tẹ́lẹ̀ òun ilé ìwòsàn alágbèéká kọ́rọ̀ ajé ìpínlẹ̀ wa lè rú gọ́gọ́ sí a ṣàtúnṣe àwọn ọ̀nà tó ti wà tẹ́lẹ̀ a sì tún la tuntun Ìṣẹ́yìn sọ́yọ́ Ìṣẹ́yìn sógbómọ̀ṣọ́ Ìṣẹ́yìn sókè Òwò Ṣakí sọ́gbọ̀rọ̀ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ìgbélárugẹ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ òun ní ojú pópó tó mọ́lẹ̀ rókoṣo ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àtòṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì òsì tẹ̀tì ààbò sì dúró ore nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ báwọn ọdẹ onípàkúté ò tiẹ̀ sinmi pàkúté wọn ń dìdẹ olódùmarè tó lẹ́rù ń bá ìṣàkóso ìgbẹ́rù rẹ̀ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé wá ń dúpẹ́ fún àtìlẹ́yìn gbogbo wa nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lágbára olódùmarè ibi ire lòkè yìí ń gbé wá rè ibi ire.
Ilé-iṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àṣà ohun ìrìn àjò afẹ́ tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń kéde.
The clouds go gray, the thunder roars and the earth sings. The season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make way for the pouring of my blessings. I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance in the rain. It's for my seed to grow. For every prayer and every seed I've sown, Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping back 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready, 'cause the Lord of the harvest told me so. It's green for me. It's green for me. Standing alone can be a heavy load, but my vows I won't be breaking. Though my heart is aching, I got a word and I won't let go.
Yeah, good morning. We're back to our program today on ethics and etiquette. My name is Feyishara Awodele and I'm transmitting live from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism at the Secretariat Agodi Ibadan. You can join us on our social media pages, Facebook at Aloore Radio, YouTube at Aloore Radio, website at www.alooreradio.com. Once again, you're welcome to this Ethics and Etiquette program again today.
I thought it was over, thought you were done with me, but we're just beginning. Whoa, my life is a journey. I will walk with you. I will go where you want me to. Yes, I will go. Come on.
Last week we spoke majorly about the basic rules of business etiquette. The basic rules of business etiquette. and we actually focused on the don'ts of business etiquette. Okay, maybe not entirely, but majorly we focused on the do nots of business etiquette. I'll quickly run through that so that we can juggle our memories. We said when in doubt, introduce others. Don't do it alone. We said a handshake is still the professional standard of major greetings in the business world. Always say your please and thank you. Don't interrupt when others are talking. Don't just jump in. Don't just bump in. And we said watch your language. What kind of language do you use in the corporate or business world? We said double check before you hit the send button when you need to send something. And don't walk into another person's office unannounced. Respect the other person's space. We said don't gossip. Don't gossip. We also said don't eavesdrop. It's not nice to eavesdrop. Then acknowledge others. Acknowledge the presence of others. Then avoid the big two. We said you should avoid the big two of politics and religion. And we said no phone during meetings. No phone during meetings. We said try as much as possible not to be late. It is not acceptable at all.
Smile for me, even if you're sad. Be good to me, even if you battle. Stay with me, even if you've got some place to be. Pray with me, even if you know believe. Smile for me, baby me please. Smile. I want to be the one way you feel die for. I want to be the one that makes you do the things you thought you'd never do. Let me be the one for you. I want to be your witness, baby. Lie to me if the truth will break my heart too. Sing for me even though your voice they crackle. Dance with me even if you're dancing off the beat. Take a chance on me, don't you believe I'm worth the risk? Smile for me, baby me please.
Well. That song says, smile for me. It's one of the things we've been talking about. A smile will go a long way in one particular person's life in a particular day. Now, business etiquette rules. There's so many things attached to this. When it comes to business etiquette, there are rules that aren't meant to be broken. Some of this may seem like common sense, but you would be surprised by how many times you may have made a mistake without even knowing it. In recent years, companies large and small have embraced a more laid-back startup culture. Cubicles have been knocked down and replaced with open floor plans. You get to so many offices now, and everybody is seated in an open floor place. Office furniture can be anything from beanbag chairs and nappers to foosball tables and arcade games. Anything can be an office furniture now. Anyway, especially in this era where we all say we work from home, we do this, we do that, we have really been laid back about a lot of things. Suits and ties have been discarded for t-shirts and jeans. You see somebody, he looks as if he's just taking his stroll, but he's going to the office. Remote work is getting more and more popular. The less rigid office environments may have some feeling like business etiquette rules are antiquated and unnecessary. You see, when we feel it's really not necessary, what's the hula baloo about? Don't throw them in the trash with properly distanced street dress codes just yet. Just hold on a minute. Although it may not be obvious, many companies still have implicit professional and social rules of conduct. Very implicit ones. We've put together some very, very key business rules this morning, and we will go through them step by step. Number one, we're saying pay attention to names. Please pay attention to names. If you work in an environment, even if it has 300 people, you will be amazed at how you can remember everybody's names. Everybody, you will remember their names. Every single person, you will remember their names. Reason being that you see each other every day. Even if you're the kind of person that does not really remember names, when you get to see each other every day, when you walk by each other every day, you will remember. We're saying that remember your colleagues' name, but not only your colleagues in this instance, also remember your customers' names. It goes a long way in boosting their morale. Names are one of the first pieces of information that we learn about someone. It is how people recognize and address you. When you tell others your name, include your last name, please. My name is Feyishara Awodele. I will not come here and say my name is Feyishara, except if it is a special program where that is the modus operandi. But otherwise, my name is Feyishara Awodele. Please tell other people your last name. This is especially important if you have a common first name like Ade, like Tunde, like Kemi, like John, like Peter, like Ada, like Taju. If you have a first name that is really, really common, always endeavor to include your last name. When you first meet someone, pay attention to their name. If you are not sure how to pronounce it, be sincere and ask. There's nothing wrong in asking. Oh, can you please teach me how to say that? There was a time when I was still in the university. I don't know how. I have this thing with name. I always love to call the whole name. If you say your name is Toyin, most of the time I'm going to say Oluwatoyin. Most of the time. There was a time I was in the university and there was this, I am Yoruba, there was this lady that was a student like me. Her name was Chinyere. And one day I called the name and she called me. She said, "Are you Igbo?" I said, "No. But I like to pay attention to names." I know she felt good that day when I said Chinyere. I know a lot of our Yoruba people will say Chinyere, 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 but I called it the way it was and it made her feel good. So be sincere to ask if you are not sure how to pronounce the name. If it is an unusual or difficult to pronounce name, the person is probably used to it and won't mind. But there's nothing wrong in you asking. The person might not mind. It shows that you have taken an interest in them and care about getting it right. Don't carelessly butcher their name or invent a nickname. It's not right. You don't just do that about somebody. Call people what they want to be called. That is so important. Remembering names can be challenging, especially if you meet multiple people at the same time, at a particular time. One trick that you can use to identify a characteristic that helps you to differentiate them. Anything at all. Another is to repeat their name and try to use it in your conversation 3 to 4 times. I do that when I meet people at the same time. As I am talking, I am saying, "Oh, okay, so Ade. Oh, okay, so John. Oh, okay, so Tijani." I do that as I am talking. So as I am doing that, I am putting the name at heart, into my mind, so that I will not forget. But please, not so frequently that it is so obvious, because at times you now begin every sentence you say, don't say Ade, Ade, Ade. The person will wonder what's going on. But cautiously, in a very subtle way, you can use their name and it will not be obvious. Another one is that you greet everyone. We spoke about this last week. Greet people. Greeting the people that you come in contact with isn't only polite, but it actually establishes rapport. You can talk to the people when you greet them. A conversation can stir up and things happen. You never know who the people that you greeted could be. So it is important to greet everyone with the same degree of kindness. We spoke about this last week. We said when you greet people, don't just greet people offhandedly. You never know who you are talking to. A simple hi or how are you, or even a smile and nod is enough at times, depending on the situation at that particular time. However, adding more could make them remember you and view you as pleasant and friendly. This is quite important. You can also strike up conversation. Be considerate though. If they appear to be in a rush or not interested at the moment, don't force a conversation on anybody. It is not ideal. It is not ideal at all. Compliment something. There are different ways that you can strike up a conversation. Compliment something that they are wearing and ask where they found it. You can strike up a conversation that way. Oh, you're looking nice. Oh, this is really not bad. I don't mind it at all. You're looking good. Oh, please, where did you get this? I don't mind having something like this. When you compliment somebody, the person feels good, and you can strike up a conversation through that. You can remark on your surroundings. Look at your environment and make a remark. This can be anything ranging from the weather to a book they are holding or the office space, or even a good comment about somebody around you. The key is to ask open-ended questions that will require more than a yes or a no answer, so that the conversation can roll on and continue.
I'll keep it satisfied. My love is straight to silicone, and I got you every day minimum. And you can call on me whenever. I got you under my umbrella. Yeah, I just wanna be there for you. 24/7. I just wanna be there. Just wanna be there for you. Oh yeah. I just wanna be there for you. Even in heaven, I just wanna be there. Just wanna be there for you. Oh yeah.
It's back, yo. I just wanna be there. I ain't gotta stunt, acting like I don't care. Even through the bad, good times that we shared. Running to my goals, can't see him in the bed. Couple haters over there. Get into the bag, nigga, life ain't fair. Drip too hard, make them stop and stare. Smoking rivers anytime you go clear. Gotta be prepared. Now I got your back, I got you like that. Even when you hit the trap and you used to flip back, always kept you on track, right by your side. Now I'm down to ride, you ain't never gonna hide.
discipline on the track.
Love is different with you, Nana. I see ya, Nana. But I know go good fire, Udo. You love me when you give me Jamila, yeah. I'm coming in an hour. Please enter shower and looking for you. I pop it for that sugar, sugar, sugar. Honey me to tinga, oh that wow. Every time I see ya, she dey give me ginger. She dey spark my fire, fire, oh. Now you go remain my Rihanna, oh. And I want to be the umbrella, oh. Let me, you my lover, oh. Standing tall and my defender, oh. Carry you across the border, oh. Cover you, baby, don't bother, oh. A shot you over, come, baby, oh. Girl, you complete me, girl, you complete me. Any other person, I counterfeit to believe me. Mama, you complete me, girl, you complete me, oh. Timbalo, I go still there for you, still there for you, oh.
My name is Feyishara Awodele. I'm transmitting live from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism at the Secretariat Agodi, Ibadan. Join us on our social media pages, which is Facebook at Aloore Radio, YouTube at Aloore Radio. Our website is www.alooreradio.com. We're actually talking, we're treating the topic of ethics and etiquette, and we're focusing on corporate etiquette for today. We started last week and we are continuing today because it is actually a wide topic. It is quite wide and it cannot be covered in a session. So next one is that you introduce others. We also spoke about this last week. We said no one likes to awkwardly stand with a group of people who have no idea who they are with. A group of people are standing and one person is there. The person came with you and is just standing there and people are talking and everything and nobody has an idea who that person is. It is uncomfortable. The person will be uncomfortable. It makes the person uncomfortable actually. If you strike up a conversation with someone and are with a person that they haven't met yet, it is polite to make an introduction. And please, when you make an introduction, don't just say the person's name and leave it at that. It's still awkward. It's very awkward. You might have the person's role at your company and what they do. You might say, oh, okay, this is John. He's a new media director and he had just started, just joined us like 2 weeks ago and blah blah. He was the one that actually did this and that would be quite nice. He put the person at a comfortable position and he can actually merge into the crowd and the conversation. Also, send customized handwritten thank you notes. See, there are a lot of times that people do things and we just ignore. We feel it is our right to get it. No, especially with customers. It is not our right. They are our clients. It's perfectly fine to send out auto confirmation and thank you emails after customers make a purchase online. Yes, but that is auto. Everybody knows it is auto. It is actually better when you write a thank you email or note. And especially if it is a large account or a long-standing business relationship. But I will still say that even for a small account, it makes the person feel appreciated and they can always come back. They can always come back because of small items and things like this. Write out a note or on your WhatsApp platform or and through your email. Write out a note, a personal thank you note, so that it is not the automated generated one. Another one is to proofread your emails for grammar and typo mistakes before you send them out. If you are like most professionals, you will communicate a lot through email. WhatsApp is actually for those who are a lot closer, who are a lot on the lesser roller coaster with each other. But if it is a corporate things, then it will be emails. Each message you send reflects the kind of person you are. It reflects on you. So you need to make sure that they are professional and well written. You see, when you write a letter to a friend, the tone of language is going to actually be different from when you write a corporate letter. So you need to be sure that they are professional and well written. You shouldn't have typos in emails. Do not, please check and check again. Don't have typological errors in emails. It is not right. It is actually not acceptable. It only takes a few seconds to proofread your emails before hitting the send button. Technology can even do more for you. For example, you can download the Grammarly extension for free. It's for free. So you can always check your grammar. Even on phone, when I am sending something, even if it is on WhatsApp or I need to do something quickly, I quickly go to Google and I check. If I am not sure about a spelling, a particular spelling or a phrase, I check before I use the word. So a lot have become so easy to be done. It's unlike those days when we carry dictionaries around. It takes less than a minute to actually check things and get the correct one. Please check for mistakes and offer suggestions to correct mistakes. Another one is to be polite and professional in all forms of communication. Please, in all forms of communication, it is very important to be polite and professional. It doesn't matter if you are meeting face to face, by phone or through email. Each interaction needs to be professional. That's what we just said. No matter how, even when you are writing, there's a professional way that you can write. Be polite and professional. When you communicate through testimony, you don't have the tone of voice, facial expressions, or another non-verbal cues that accompany it. Remember this when writing emails. Keep message short and to the point, but don't send anything that you wouldn't say in person. And no smileys. No smileys. We said this last week. No smileys at all. Another thing is punctuality. You need to always be on time. We said last week, we said that these people are not less busy than you are. You are not busier than they are. But they got there on time. Please get there on time. Whether it is arriving to work or a meeting or making a deadline, punctuality is very critical. It's very crucial. Time is precious to everybody. So please avoid keeping people waiting. When you miss a deadline, the whole team is affected and may have to cover up for you. And that affects everything. Teams rely on everyone to do their parts. That is what teamwork is all about. You do your part, I do my part. When one person's part is missing, it affects everything. It affects everything. It is easy to underestimate how much time you will need to complete a project if you don't regularly track your work. Know how much time it takes you to complete tasks by using a time tracking application. There are so many around. You can use anyone. When you are late, you are being disrespectful and inconsiderate of another person's time. We spoke about this last week. You are being highly disrespectful of the commitments of another person. Don't be late. If you are running behind schedule, contact them as soon as you realize that you won't make it on time. Don't show up too early either. If you show up too early, you can stay around. You can stay in your car. You can stay somewhere. But don't be late at all. Don't be late at all. At all. Please, it is just not acceptable. Arriving between 5 to 10 minutes before your appointment is actually ideal. Please note this. To be there at the exact time is actually to be late, because if the meeting is supposed to be to start by 10 and you get there for that 10, you are late because you don't have time to sit and settle down and put your things and thoughts in order. So between 5 to 10 minutes, arriving between 5 to 10 minutes is actually ideal.
our body collide. Take the whole of me tonight. I will take possession of your body. We gon' make it magic when we touch. Need your touch. Baby, baby, that's all you do me. That thing you do now, I like the feeling.
Welcome once again. We're treating the subject ethics and etiquette, and today we're focusing on the do's of corporate etiquette in business or in an office environment. I'm transmitting live from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism at the Secretariat Agodi Ibadan. Join us on our social media pages: Facebook at Aloore Radio, YouTube at Aloore Radio, and the website is www.aloreradio.com. AlooreRadio.com. Yes, once again I say we're treating the subject of etiquette in the corporate and business world. Another topic we'd like to address today is dress code for the business world. You should dress appropriately. Dress codes have become much more relaxed in recent decades. A lot more relaxed. However, just because there's no rule that says you can't show up for work in a hoodie or a sweatshirt or flip-tops doesn't mean that that is exactly what you should do. As much as we like to tell ourselves not to judge a book by its cover, first impressions go a long way. First impressions actually go a long way. Our immediate reaction is to just we just judge. When you see you're dressed anyhow, we just judge you. It is our reaction. It is the human reaction. In fact, studies have shown that the first thing that people notice about others is their appearance. It is the appearance. The first thing we notice is the appearance. It is the primary influence on first impressions. The appearance. You don't have to put on a 3-piece suit, but dressing smart shows that you put effort into your appearance, and also you're more likely to put that kind of enthusiasm into your work, so you don't look laid back. When you dress in a loungewear or a sweatshirt or anything so informal, people may think that you are lazy and they may judge you by that. So it is important that we dress smart. Fine, an occasional shirt and jeans so that you are comfortable, but don't make it, especially if it is the first time, please don't dress casual. Shirts and jeans tucked in. Shirts and trousers with proper shoes, especially if it is the first time. Even if it is for ladies, smart dresses, smart pants, especially if it is the first time. Another thing is to always practice good hygiene. Please don't label others with the smell of your body. People do not want offensive odor radiating out to them. No, they don't. It is nauseating at times. At times you find out that somebody comes into a room, especially an AC room or an AC car, and you just wind down the glass, you just open the windows, because at times it is nauseating. You almost want to choke or even throw up. Please take time to clean yourself up. It is not expensive to do so. A lot of people think that these things are expensive. No, it is not. You can buy a roll-on body spray that is not expensive, because everybody actually sweats, especially in this climate, in the parts of the world that we are in. Everybody sweats, and there's no way sweat will not smell. But the effort you have put in before you leave home will minimize it, and in people who take care of these things, you will not even perceive any odor. So please, it doesn't take much. No matter what you wear, good hygiene is always a must. Comb your hair, trim your beard, clean your fingernails, make sure your clothes smell good. No one wants to sit next and walk next to somebody who smells like body odor and fried food. No, nobody wants to do that. So please make the effort to take care of yourself. Another very important thing is, if you invite others to an occasion or a business outing or any such thing, it is your treat. It is your treat. You do not expect the person to be responsible for the bill. It is your treat. Lunch meetings give you the opportunity to get to know a colleague better, impress an investor, or learn more about a client and their needs. It is your treat. They are not supposed to make payments, and if they make a move towards it, please stop them and say no, it is okay, it is my treat, or it is the company's treat. The rule of thumb is that the person who extends the invitation covers the bill. Don't make a fuss about it. Don't make a fuss about it. Always remember, you extend the invitation, it is your treat, you pick up the bill.
Weak and left, burning out till I die. You took my strength. You run away when I need your help. Ojú ẹ ti já ó padà wálé. You gonna call me like say you care. You gonna text me like say you care. Without you, I am fine, girl. Without you, I am doing well. Since you don't go, I am stronger. Feel me still out, oh my love. I used to think you took my breath away. I lied, I was choking on your bullshit. Give me the strength to throw your heart away. You don't even deserve it. You today lie, girl, you why? Delilah, all I come at you. Today lie, girl, you why? Oh, that feel me still out. Oh my love. Damn Delilah, get away from my life, from my life. Forget about me, 'cause I'm better off without you.
Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. I'm hoping for a better life.
Like I said at a particular time, that there's a topic about table manners, but concerning the corporate etiquettes and business etiquettes, we'd just like to run through a few things. Nobody should be Nobody should be messy at a table. Being messy actually involves a lot of things. You should be aware of dining etiquette. It is very important, especially when it has to do with a business meeting or a corporate meeting. Don't talk with your mouth full or chew with it open. We have said that before. Please, no elbows on the table. Do not put your elbows on the table when you are eating. Don't blow your nose with the table napkin. Please. It is not ideal at all, no matter how much you have. In fact, it is not ideal that you even blow your nose at the table. You can excuse yourself and blow your nose. And please do not take the table napkin with you to blow your nose. And there should be no phone when you are having a dinner or lunch with somebody. For corporate etiquette, business etiquette, please put your phones aside. Eating while talking business can be difficult if you choose a messy item from the menu. So stay away from the finger foods and oysters and chicken wings. It can be quite messy. You do not want oil running down your fingers to your elbows. No, we don't want this. The rules may change based on where you're eating. If you're eating at a 5-star hotel, you will want to know the table placement. You should learn the table placement so that you do not mess things up and embarrass yourself. That's all we'll say about corporate dining etiquette for today. It's a big topic that we will still treat as time goes on. Now, another thing is to keep your workplace neat. A desk cloth tad with old coffee cups, piles of paper, and more post-it notes than your own free space is actually not an ideal. It will it will actually distract you and may annoy other people. If you can't keep your workplace clean and organized, then how will you manage your work? If you cannot organize your workplace, maybe your cubicle or your table space or your office, then how do you manage your work on its own? So it is important that you actually keep your workplace clean. It is a question that colleagues, clients, and others will think. They might not ask you, but some will think it. Some might even be blunt and ask you, if your place is as clustered as this, how do you work? How do you manage to work? Your workplace reflects on your professional image as well as on your company. So clean it up. Dust a few times. There are times you have cleaners who clean around, but you have some personal places you might want to dust up yourself a few times. And please discard trash in the bin as early as possible. Don't keep trash around. You don't need the paper anymore. Please trash it. Working in an office often means that you are sharing the space with others. Many offices will have a shared kitchen or at least a company fridge to store lunches. Please don't be the one to go and steal other people's things. Please. Don't steal lunches, don't steal snacks, don't steal drinks. Don't believe that they won't see it. They put it there so that they can have it at an appropriate time. If you do not have your own, please get your own. Don't be the one to go and take other people's things. It is actually stealing. It is actually stealing. And clean up after yourself. If you use the kitchen, please clean up so that the place remains clean for the next person to use. It is disrespectful when you take supplies and you do not replace them. If you are the last person to use the toilet roll, please put another one there as long as you know where it is put, or ask the person in charge to put another one there. Replenish pins in staplers when you use if it is shared. Please, all these are very, very important. And another one is that you do not overshare, but don't overshare information about yourself, but don't be too distant either. Don't overshare information about yourself, but don't be too distant either. It is very important that you keep the very private things to yourself. Don't talk about that weekend with your boyfriend and all the escapades. No, the office space is not meant for that. If you have a close friend, you can talk about that after the office hours when you are with each other. But then don't be too distant, as we said. You can share some few things so that people know some few things about you. Maybe you have this child who is in this school. This is where your husband works. This is what you do. Fine. But please, private things are meant to be private. We're going to be rounding up here today, and then we will continue next week. Thank you, and we hope all these are being useful as we make use of them.
That boy, the story turns out like mine. The only thing I know is fear, even those with good intentions disappear. All that I could feel was pain. A stranger came and took my soul away. Like a deadly hurricane, And I know my life will never be the same.